I was about to pay my rent and my unborn son handed me the cash and said, "Mommy, it's time for me to start carrying my own weight around here. I got this." I love my son. Yep, that sums up every woke kid post. Hello everybody, welcome back to Easy Peasy. I'm Cougar, today's narrator, and we're diving into a new subreddit, r/Wokekids. You know, where all the parents like to lie about how smart their special little guy is. With that said, let's get to it. My 7-year-old is doing a math worksheet and it's telling him that the eraser 37 cents costs more than the pencil 18 cents, and he's outraged. If you're poor and you can't afford the eraser, you can't correct your mistakes. But if you're rich, you can erase all your mistakes. I'm sure your kid said that, 100%. The level of emotional intelligence in my son is insane. He hates sharing popcorn. It's his favorite snack. He just gave me some and said, "I'm working on getting over my anger when I have to share my popcorn. Take some from me so I can get used to sharing." This 9-year-old. Totally legit. Totally legit. My 11-year-old just told me everybody in his middle school talks about @AndrewYang a lot. He says all the kids have convinced their parents to vote for Yang. He also says he wishes he could vote too. I told him, re-election in 2024, he can vote #YangGang, #you're a liar. Wanna see Jumanji? Yes! But I want to help the homeless. Well, let's come up with a plan, baby girl. What do you have in mind? Oh my god. Wow, my kid just stopped me in my tracks. Wow. The fact that 108,000 people probably fell for this is really funny. Exploding unicorn, me. Who ate all the cookies? 5-year-old. Ninjas, me. I didn't see them. 5-year-old. No one ever does. Checkmate. This one I believe, because I've heard kids say stuff like this. You may thank my 11-year-old. Shrumpkin, orange on the outside, hollow on the inside, and should be thrown out November. I'm sure an 11-year-old created and wrote this and spelled it 100% correctly. They ask kids what politics is. Politics is killing. Benedict, age 9. When someone says, "I'll give you 5 gold pieces if you will vote for me," and then the person votes for him and then asks the person for the gold pieces and does not get them. Haley, age 9. A bunch of adults fighting. Jessica, age. I'm sure a bunch of kids said this. Yeah, totally. And not just that, there's no quotation marks around it, so I'm sure this is 100% legit. Just my 2-year-old getting papped at the Greta Thunberg rally right now. His sign says, "Less of a baby than Boris." Yeah, this one I could believe. It's totally not staged at all or anything. My 3-year-old son just said, "Mommy, why don't people just stay inside instead of going out and possibly infecting others?" She's only 5. She's only 5 and 3 at the same time. She's a miracle on the planet. Our soccer ref didn't show up, so one of the moms on our team had her 9-year-old son ref for us. He had a whistle, and a completely adult woman on the other team argued with one of his calls, and he yellow carded her in front of everyone, and she had to sit in her car to calm down. I really hope this one is real, and it could be, because sometimes kids know more about sports rules than adults. I'm gonna say that one's real. My son just said to me, if everyone ate just 5 bites less food each day, we could feed so many hungry people. He's only 4, but already realizes how much food is wasted in the world. Well, my 4-year-old just dumped an entire bottle of ketchup on a steak. He might not be as woke as your kid, but guess who's most likely to be president? That's right, he is over there. My child just said, "Frickin' fascists," and he's 2, so some failures and some victories over here. When my daughter was 3, she told my dad, "You need to be a Democrat like the rest of your family." He said, "What's a Democrat?" She said, "No guns, you can go to the doctor when you're sick, and no Donald Trump." Never been more proud. Yeah, no, you're lying. I asked my son what he wanted to be for Halloween, and he said, "Dad, I don't want to be Spider-Man. I want to be Nipsey Hussle and celebrate his life instead of mine." Couldn't believe that came out of his mouth. Yeah, he didn't say this. Yeah, no. As a parent, how do you tell your child Black Panther died? My son asked me if it was because of his race. Broke my heart again. This might actually be true. I've seen some kids putting their hands up when pulled over. Warning. As my daughter left at Trump's speech, she turns and asks, "How is this idiot president?" So began our lesson on demagoguery, populism, nationalism, etc. A week later, I get a call from daycare saying she started a protest over inadequate napping areas. She's 3, and she didn't do a single thing of this, bud. I just need to say that my 9-year-old daughter is really upset with y'all for not thinking that it's a woman's turn after these last 3 years. Like, she is hot. My 8-year-old daughter is mad, like epic mad. She lived through Hillary and all day long has been, when is it going to be a woman's turn? When are we good enough? when your parents stop lying on the internet about what you say. I was eating breakfast with my 10-year-old granddaughter, and I asked her, what day is tomorrow? Without skipping a beat, she said, it's President's Day. She's smart, so I asked her, what does President's Day mean? I was waiting for something about Obama, Bush, or Clinton, etc. She replied, President's Day is when the president steps out of the White House, and if he sees his shadow, we have another year of bullcrap. You know it hurts when hot coffee spurts out your nose. I like that one. Joe exclaims, Christopher, Columbus, in Little Woman. My 11-year-old not whispers in the theater, he was the murderer. Yeah, he might actually say this. My daughter, who was 8 years old when she heard that the vice president had picked Kamala Harris, her eyes got big. Kristen said, my goodness, she's South Asian and Jamaican. That means anything is possible for a woman. And this is my daughter who's 8 years old. And she didn't say this. Shut up. She didn't say this. Stop lying on the internet. No one really cares. Moving on. I asked my nephew if he wanted the PS5, and he said, no, TT, my Wii works just fine. Go invest in stock. I'm raising a king. I hope a kid really did say that, because he is a future king, man. Me and my kids clowning at the seafood restaurant. If you want to eat adult food, you have to act like an adult. Daughter, if we acted like adults, we would be causing global warming. Me, yeah, you're right. This little girl I'm babysitting just asked me if I have a boyfriend, and I said, not anymore, and she said, boyfriends are a waste of time, and then she turns to her little brother and tells him, you're gonna be a waste of time. Roasted. Kid's a savage. My 4-year-old is still awake. I'm sitting here in a zone feeling pretty down. She has no idea what's going on, but she just brought me my burning rally sign to me and said, feel the burn. Now, this is something a kid would do, just like the waste of time thing, because they just do stuff like this. They don't talk about, I'm so glad this person's elected at the age of 3. They don't know and don't care. My son just unwrapped this for Christmas Eve, and he said, wait, why is there only one girl in this whole set? BRB weapon, a feminist here. Well, there's only one girl, because this is from the first movie's release, and the only other girl was Captain Phasma, but she got written out of the story completely, hence why they didn't make a lot of toys of her. There's your Star Wars fact of the day. Tickled my 5-year-old to the point she couldn't talk from cackling so much. From just out of sight, a blur flies by as 2-year-old tackles me full speed, pulling me off her. Stop, mama, you gotta stop. She can't say no. Sisters stick together and oh my god, no, that didn't happen. Not today, men. My 8-year-old daughter came up to me today and said, Dad, today isn't for you, okay? It doesn't always have to be about you. I'll be a woman one day, and it'll be up to us women to fix the damage done by men. I started to cry. She then reminded me male tears weren't helping wise. What a curse. What a way to destroy the soul, Father. He should donate her for adoption. Yeah, I'm sure your 8-year-old said this. My 11-year-old just nearly had a heart attack when he saw the exit polls in Iowa saying healthcare was the #1 issue. Not climate change, he moans. It's like the house is on fire and all the people care about is doing renovations. That one's another fake one, but funny. This morning I told the 10-year-old about a media thing I am doing with some other foundations. Her first 2 questions, how many women, how many are people of color? This kid gives me hope for the next generation every single day. Well, a 10-year-old could ask this. I'll give it to you. Honey, can you see if the baby is sleeping? Frick white supremacy! Nah, she woke AF, babe. She woke AF. When you realize that your kid will make a difference in the world, you do you, little buddy. You help that bunny. My child always yells loudly, why are they wearing a mask? Are they scared of the corona? Don't they know masks reduce your oxygen and increase your CO2 inhalation and weakens your immune system? COVID parenting tip. Train your children to loudly ask, why isn't that person wearing a mask? Are we going to get sick when in public? Yeah, I'm sure both of these are realistic and not told to say that at all. Racism is bad. Don't you frickers watch Sesame Street? I can believe this. Sesame Street tells you everyone's cool no matter what color. 10 out of 10. 9-year-old, the universe created people, people created God. We are made of stardust, and when we die, we are dust again that will create more universes, and it just goes on forever. Me, is that a question? God is really early for such a big question. No, I think I got it. Yeah, no, your kid didn't say this. Take your mask off because God's got you covered. I'm totally sure her parents didn't make her hold that sign at all. Look at those proud parents. My youngest hacked our Netflix parental code. She put light grease on the remote and got me to input the code when she wasn't looking. Then she noted the numbers I'd pressed and went through the combinations later. I'm both frightened and impressed. That's not hacking, that's just surveillance. Hacking would have been installing software or grabbing the code from the TV, computer, or whatever device uses Netflix. This is the equivalent of picking a lock or guessing a combination. Still impressive though. Broke the news about Elizabeth Warren to my 6-year-old daughter. She paused for a moment and then said quietly, it seems like grown-ups girls don't get a lot of terms like to be president or governor, things like that. I'm wrecked. Yeah, that's true. Just another Sunday. He insisted on wearing his new flag pin just like at Putas and his new hashtag MAGA hat. He is the future of this country, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stop him from showing his support for his favorite modern president. I don't talk politics. If your kid wants to wear this, I guess that's okay, but I'm also glad you're letting your kid wear what he wants, so I don't know what to say. Son number 2, Daddy, what's the difference between white eggs and brown eggs? Me. No difference, really. They're the same inside. Oh, just like people. Yeah, he didn't say this. My 2-year-old son just asked me, Father, if Santa is real, why didn't he dedicate his factory to the war effort and produce ammunitions during the shell crisis of 1915? Unbelievable. My 4-year-old son asked why I was crying, and I told him I was sad about the death of our democracy. He looked up at me with his young, hope-filled eyes and said, "This is why Mom is cheating on you, you absolute freaking loser." That took a turn. One of my 6-year-olds started crying today, and when I asked why, she said, "I don't want to grow up because I can't bake, I can only make cereal, and furniture is expensive." Literally me. Yeah, dude, I'm there. I own a futon and a rolly desk chair. That's legit it, because I'm so broke. My favorite part of my husband working from home is that our 6-year-old critiques all his conference calls. I think you should say, "Don't get me wrong," instead of "Let me be clear next time, Daddy. It just sounds better." All right, this sums up my opinion on hashtag Wokekids. Stop lying about your kids, LOL. I hate when I see posts like, "Junior saw me crying and said, 'Fret not, mother, for we shall prevail in these trying times.' Word?" Yo, dumb butt son ain't say that, dude. He's like, "Mom, can I get a PS5? No, we can't afford it, and everyone bought them all." That's what really happened. I told my 10-year-old as her school was canceled that this was so unprecedented. Her generation may end up being defined by it. Not 2 minutes later, she excitedly exclaimed, "We don't have to worry about getting shot at school for 3 whole weeks, sobering AF." This one might be true, and that's freaking sad. They sell bulletproof backpacks now. That's messed up, dude. Anyways, moving on. My daughter's egg painting entry. Trump-titty, sat on the wall. Trump-titty, made America fall. I'm pretty sure your daughter didn't do this, but it's really well made, and as someone who appreciates arts and crafts, 10 out of 10. Watching election coverages. 6-year-old son. Who are they? Those are the people who want to be president. What does the president do? Well, first of all, never mind. Can I have fruit snacks? And this is how a real conversation about politics with a child goes. Yes, it is. I wanted fruit snacks. I didn't want to watch sports or politics. Like, can I have fruit snacks and donuts? And my dad was like, no. But my mom was like, no also. But my real dad was like, yeah. And that's how I got fat. Moving on. 3-year-old. I need you to fix this. Me. Listen, I got my own problems. You fix it. Listen, you got my problems and your problems. Actually, that's very accurate. Give me your toy. I'll fix it. That's life, baby. I found my 5-year-old daughter's Elizabeth Warren action figure in her bed when I was making it this morning. When I asked her why, she said, "I was scared and she makes me feel brave." Warren is inspiring a whole generation of little girls to grow up and move mountains and lie on line just like their mothers do. My 2-year-old. I can't sleep, Daddy. I'm afraid of Frankenstein. Me. Haha. Don't you mean Frankenstein's monster? My 3-month-old. Oh, you changed ages. Okay. I do not. Personally, I find unethical and irresponsible scientific practice far more terrifying than any physical being in social duel.
Thomas says, "I was just in Target and heard this 3-year-old say to his dad,
'Daddy, I think people who use the word simp are doing so because they are rooted in misogyny. Women deserve to be treated with respect without people calling them simps.'"
Wow, incredible. Everyone clapped after because this totally happened.
We went to the planetarium today, and when the voiceover said, "This is Earth," one of the kids booed. This is what a kid does. This is what a kid does. He doesn't say, "Bernie Sanders is the best president ever" at 2 months old. No, kids do stuff like this, and I love it. There are so many other words. Sometimes when you hold special rocks, you can hear them all. Rainbow wolf at... Oh my god. I'm named Cougar, so I can't complain. But your kid didn't say this. You clearly put the rocks in their hand, made them take the photo, and straight up wrote this for them.
10-year-old. They only made Star Wars to make money.
7-year-old. If nobody did anything to make money, we'd still be cavemen. You wouldn't have your Xbox. We'd just be a bunch of guys throwing spears at deers. I'm okay with that. No Xbox, good for me. 2 weeks ago, I told kids at school to write an essay titled, "If I Were a Millionaire." Everyone was writing except a girl who leaned back with arms folded. What's the matter? I asked. Why aren't you writing? I'm waiting for my secretary, she replied. Scored her 10 out of 10. This is actually something a kid could believably do. Stop lying on the internet. This one's good. My wife and I never baby talk to our kids. We use full sentences and a wide vocabulary, including complex words. My son is 3 and can carry a full conversation. Adults at family gatherings are shocked by his social aptitude. My daughter isn't even 2 and she uses 4-syllable words. I'm sure she does. Today, my 3-year-old who needed to pick up dinner for her dad, and she said, Dad is a grown man, he can cook his own food. My work here is done. Now, this is something a kid would say. My friend's 6-year-old brother made this bracelet. He actually put the beads on backwards, but that's okay. It's still super cute. This one I could believe. I don't believe it's 100% real. Probably a parent just being like, oh, look what my cute little kid did that I really did for them. But if they did, good for you, kid. It didn't solve anything. Vaccines are toxic. My body, my choice. There you go, kiddo. Spout your parents' nonsense. So proud of my youngest. She was in line for lunch at school today. It was French toast sticks and sausage. The boy in front of her said no to the sausage and she called him a communist. She's in kindergarten. Damn straight, you deny the sausage, you deny America. Overheard at Target, little boy. Daddy, are you getting Valentine's candy for Jessica too? Father or boy? No, why would I get candy for your babysitter? Little boy, you kiss her just like you kiss mommy. Ooh, someone's getting dumped. My president thinks that I am strong and can change the world. The president-elect thinks that I am sexy and that I can be grabbed. Hashtag not my president. Just because you put the S backwards doesn't mean your kid wrote it, because you only put the S backwards once. And also, it's way too neatly written to be a kid. Boom! Shattered. My son told my husband today he's going to work out, meditate, and eat healthy so he can control his emotions. LOL, he's 4. With kids watch today, they might be thinking this. I don't know. I can't tell you anymore. Kindergartners for Trump. Yeah, buddy! Singing to my 5-year-old. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Her. Stop, it's a ball of gas. Her science. Stop pretending you don't know what it is. A kid might actually say this, thank you, because they learn about that stars are just balls of gas at some point. They might actually say this. My 10-year-old is not having it. What increased the need for slaves? Those people did not need slaves. This is something a kid might actually write, and that looks like a kid wrote it. Look at the crappy pencil writing. 10 out of 10, dude. My 18-month-old son built this. I told him, good job, and then took half of it. He cried, so I told him, that's socialism. Don't let them bring it here. He looked at me dead in the eye and said, not in my America. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, please get off the internet. Anyways, if you made it this far and if you have kids, please don't do this. Please just don't. Anyways, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see more down in the comments below. Have a good day, be good people, and remember, sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit.